So, namaste and welcome to Satsang today. And Satsang is for the highest realization of who we really are. Satsang is for the experiential seeing that there is only one being, that there is only the one self, and that one self is experiencing itself as all of these forms. And satsang is different wherever it is held um, by whoever attends and holds the satsang. The one common theme throughout all of the direct teachings is in the experiential, actually seeing and experiencing who you really are. So we're going beyond believing in something. Not that there is anything wrong with believing or having faith, but to a more direct and permanent and stable seeing of who we really are. And so when we begin to recognize who we are, most of what we might notice straight after is exactly who we are not. So we might become very aware of where we're still living from the old place of separation. Most of our thought structure, if not all of it, is based around the idea that we're a separate being. And we have many problems that seem very important to this separate being. And satsang is really from shifting from trying to fix those problems. And it doesn't mean that problems aren't going to get solved, but more that we're interested in who has these problems and seeing that one that seems and feels to be really going through, really believing in illusion, going through something that we can't actually really find it when we look. What we find instead is something very, very different, something that is formless and infinite. And just because it is what we really are doesn't mean that we're always able to recognize it immediately. We've been used to looking for ourselves as a phenomenon, as an object. And so we are coming here in satsang to begin to experience our emptiness, our formlessness, our nothingness. So let's do that right now with a little meditation. We're going to do a little meditation on awakeness, which is just another name for who you really are. So wherever you are, wherever you're watching this, just sitting as comfortably as you can and not worrying so much about eyes closed or open. It's up to you completely. Getting yourself into a comfortable position. And let's simply begin by just taking a few conscious breaths together. So just inhaling and exhaling at your own pace. Giving yourself permission to really be here. Just breathing in and out. And beginning to notice that whenever something arises whether it's the breath that's moving or the mind that's moving, there is something about you that is awake to it, something that sees the breath moving, that knows the thought is here. Something that is already watching, already just here. Something about you that is awake to these words. There is an awakeness about you. We're not trying to define what that is in meditation. We're simply noticing. There is already something about you that is present and awake, watching, knowing. And whatever you experience inside, such as a thought, an emotion, a sensation, or outside, sounds in your environment, there's something about you that is recognizing all of it. This awakeness uses the senses to perceive the outer world and directly perceives the inner world, our thoughts, emotions. So we're going to do a very simple kind of meditation for 15 minutes or so, where whatever arises, whatever phenomenon comes and goes, we will use it to recognize the awakeness that sees it. So if your mind says, I don't know what to do, recognizing that there's something awake to this thought, something already clearly seeing. The thought helps us, in fact, to recognize this awakeness. Simply bringing attention away from the thought or the sound or the sensation and to that which is watching. Placing attention on that which is already awake. So we're gently moving away from trying to wake up to the truth and simply bringing attention to what is already awake. Awake to thoughts, awake to emotions, sensations, sounds outside, awake and watching every experience come and go, awake to dreams at nighttime, awake even to the absence of any phenomena in deep sleep. So every time you notice awakeness is watching a phenomenon, something coming and going, you're simply turning attention back so that it can look at itself. You are not someone who woke up this morning. You are awakeness itself. We're simply noticing attention drifting to some passing phenomenon, a nice feeling in the body, or some restlessness, bringing it back to the awakeness that is watching it all. We can't find really where awakeness is. It is simply here. Beyond time, beyond phenomena, you are simply here and watching. Awakeness is timeless, formless, boundless. And it is simply now becoming awake to its own eternal nature. So simply bringing attention back to awakeness itself. Just gently favoring the awakeness more than what it is watching. A gentle moving towards what is already here and already free. And simply noticing something here already that is watching, aware, and awake. In a few moments, we will bring the meditation to a conclusion. And even as we begin to open our eyes, whenever you're ready, still we can notice that which is awake, that which is seeing itself. Awakeness is what you are, formless, ever present, eternally awake. So, whenever you want to, and maybe you don't want to, open your eyes. Let's have a stretch, have a drink if you need to. So I hope that you enjoyed a little taste of that which is already awake. And as we recognize this more, it brings an end to this within us that is trying to wake up, trying so hard to wake up. Naturally, by resting and recognizing as that which is awake already, we find that we can begin to slow down and relax. So I see that we have a hand up already. I'd like to invite any questions that would like to be asked, just to raise your hand on Zoom. We will start with Tiago when you're ready.
Hello, Helen.
Hi.
Hi. Can you hear me okay?
I can, thank you, yes.
Yeah. So, thank you. First of all, thank you for your teachings. It's the first time that I talk to you. And I want to ask you something because lately I've been noticing more and more that all that I can find in my experience is like sensations that we call the body
Mhm.
and thoughts and perceptions like sight, sounds. And I also can see now that if we don't call them names, if we don't believe they are what we think they are, I can see that that empty space or space like knowing space, that it's vibrating and creating all these forms. But I don't know why. For example, when I look, it's the sight aspect of it. When I look at something, especially as someone, it takes me out of the experience, because even though I am understanding that all that I see in that form is the same that is happening inside of me, thoughts, feelings,
Mm.
and it's like a visual aspect that I can perceive. I don't know why, but it takes me out of that understanding, and I start like behaving again like a person, and I start believing again that the person is the person and I am another person. And I don't know if this will go away with time, and more and more that all there is the space, the space vibrating in here and over there. But I can't sense right now. I can't sense what over there is. It looks like.
Yeah. So what you're experiencing is very, very common. It feels like there is a clearer recognition of this nothing space, whatever we're calling it, and that everything seemingly inside and outside is all the same. And then later, there seems to be someone again, a person, and we all know what that feels like. Not so good. Um, and but if you've seen even once that there is only just this vast emptiness
Yeah.
in which everything is appearing, then we have to begin to doubt the existence of this person who feels that it's drawn back out again. Let's see if we can find this person right now. Have a look inside you, the space, the spaciousness, and see, is there anyone to be pulled in or out of oneness?
No, there are just different feelings of the same thing, I guess. It feels different, like for example, a sensation feels different than a thought, but in if I go deep into it, I can see that underneath or in the midst of, I guess it's the same.
Mhm.
knowing knowing I
The same knowing,
knowing.
it knows the presence or absence of the person, right? It is unaffected by
Yeah.
either.
Yes.
In fact, the knowing is kind of watching these two states, freedom and then feeling stuck again as a person, and then freedom
Yes.
and then being stuck again like this. Is
Yes.
that is that knowingness affected by either of those?
Mm.
Can it be
No.
caught?
No, because I can, when it's happening, like for example a feeling, when it's happening, when it's really strong, it feels like it's suffering. The But when I look closely, it's just a feeling, it's just a vibration. But then the mind, I think it's the mind what causes to be
Yeah.
bad. Because if we look at it, it's okay. It's just a feeling, a sensation, like neutral.
Yeah, the mind says when the person's not here, it's really good. When the person is here, it's really bad.
Bad.
But really, all we can say about the person is all we find is thoughts, sensations, emotions in the body, as you said.
Yes.
And noticing that which knows that which sees the person is not a person and never could be. The mind says what we have to do is to get rid of illusion and stay only in freedom. But I'm going to ask you, is this your problem? Do you even have to do that?
No. 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 I've been lately. I've been experiencing, like when I, for example, when I stop, like when I relax the seeking or the resisting, like both of them, I start to be in a state that either way, if there are bad sensations, or it feels good.
Yeah. Exactly the
It
same. Exactly the same.
Yeah, but the problem is when I get like re-hypnotized by the thoughts, that then I become again the person and the other becomes the other person.
So let's
Yeah.
let's look together now at this knowing, right? Let's experience it together now. And everyone can do this with us. Can it be hypnotized?
It can believe.
Can it even believe? Let's really look. If something is formless completely, can it believe a thought? Take your time. You're doing great. Is it the knowingness? Is it you that is going back into separation?
No, but something is, I don't know.
Something is. Thoughts about a separate being come back. But is that you caught, or are you still free, even then, as the knowingness?
Yeah, it feels free, but it feels that, I don't know, that something is believing. And I guess that the can the mind believe, or is the only one that experiences believes and then assumes the forms?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So the knowing is always free, always, always free, can never change, constantly present, unchanging and formless. And then it seems to appear as attention that goes to a thought, which is called a belief. If we give a thought a lot of attention, we call it a belief.
Yeah.
But has the knowingness changed at all in this?
No, no, it never changes.
So do you have to even find your way out of this problem? Now you're smiling.
Yeah.
It's not your problem, is it?
No.
It's mind's problem. Mind says we have to find a way to free ourselves and stay free. But again, if we check that which knows, it can never be bound or limited or caught. It knows when the mind says, I'm caught, and then the body feels tight and contracted. And it also knows when the mind says, I'm free, and the body feels light and open. And it is exactly the same for each. Do you even then have to wake up to the truth?
No, because I can't change. I'm already as I am.
Yeah, already free.
Yeah.
Have you ever been not free?
No,
Look at that.
no.
And even if the mind says, you have a big problem and you need to find your way out of illusion,
But what is the mind? What is it? Is it not the formless creating forms? Is it not made of the formless?
it's the knowing disguised as a mind, isn't it? Can you actually find your mind right now? If you look, have a look and see if you can find your mind. It's not there, right? When you look for it,
No,
it's gone.
no, there's only that thing changing.
So, does it matter then whether you, the knowing, show up as emptiness or form, mind or no mind? Any different to you?
No, it's weird.
It really is.
It's weird because how can it be both like changeless and changing
Yeah.
at the same time?
That is probably the one question I can't really answer. I
Because
don't know. I don't know how it does it. I don't know how you do it.
it's
But
amazing.
you can pretend to be mind, the world, other people, thoughts, everything.
Everything. Yeah, and don't be worried about that. I guess that's the problem. I'm worried about that. How can this be happening?
Are you
Like
worried about this?
no, the mind.
Yeah,
The mind.
the mind.
Yeah.
The mind likes to be employed. It has to find a job for itself.
It has to work.
And all we need to do is see that we're not really involved in that at all. We're already so free and have always been. That the mind can then say whatever it wants. And sometimes it's really quite funny. The mind says
Yeah.
you have to free yourself of illusion. And it becomes the best joke you've ever heard. Not before you see, but afterwards it's funny. Before, not funny at all.
Oh.
No. But afterwards, hilarious.
Yeah, it's weird.
So just taking some time throughout the next few weeks, days, to just keep seeing what you've just seen. That even this idea that you are the one coming into illusion and back out, that even this is not true for you. Just experiencing who you really are again, this knowing. Keep proving to yourself that it can never be caught and that being a person is really only a set of sensations in the body. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's sensations floating around
Yeah.
and
Made of
thoughts
made of
made
what?
of that same thing where they appear.
Yeah. Non-different.
Yeah, and lately I've been more and more disidentifying with those sensations because before I thought those sensations were me, but more and more, yeah,
Let me ask you even this, if you want to just go one more step with me.
yeah, sure.
Are you the one disidentifying even?
Yeah, it's just the mind. I'm just here.
You're just here, just everywhere,
No,
just everything.
yeah, everything, knowing, just that present.
What problems have you had then ever?
None.
Even these spiritual problems, I have to free myself from illusion. Even this is not you. Just coming to see it again and again until it's so clear that you cannot even understand how you ever thought any different. And it's okay. But it needs to be seen again and again just to really go deep. Amazing, amazing. What a
Thank you.
conversation, huh?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lots of love.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For you too. Thank you.
Thank you. We will go to Nuria. You're still muted there. There we go. Okay. Let's see if we can get you to unmute. Um, can you try to? There we go. Can you hear us now? I think the connection is not good for you at your end. Maybe we'll come back to you afterwards. We'll call to Christine and then we'll come back afterwards. Okay. So when you're ready, Christine, thanks.
Um, so I had a question about, well, one of the things you've said in the past around, I guess parenting or is the best thing you could do, and I might be saying this wrong, is not to think about them. And I'm kind of going through, not I'm going through, but my older son is going through kind of like a depression and a rut. And there's this impulse to want to help and do something.
Mhm.
And I've been trying to work with this in my on my own, and I just keep getting into a tailspin. So I just want to get your advice.
Look, of course you're going to want to help. And we can take a look at what the best way to help is. So normally as a parent, we would probably worry about them, um, try to do some physical actions that might help them, whatever they are. But there's also another way that we can help once we are realizing who we are, and that is perhaps the most effective way. If we do this way first, then all of our actions are going to really be effective. So if we can begin to prove that he is not separate to you, then something powerful is going to begin to shift for both of you. So let's take a look right now and see who you really are. Let's experience it together if you want to. So, what do you find when you look for yourself? Take your time.
Uh, Awareness.
Yeah, formless or form that awareness. Is it an object awareness? A phenomenon? What can you tell me about awareness?
Just here, present, watching.
Mhm. And where is it?
Not a specific place.
Yeah. Can it have a location, awareness? Can you say it's here only in the body or only outside the body? Can you tell me where your awareness ends? Is it bigger than the room that you're sitting in?
Seems like it's bigger.
Yeah. How big? Really try to find where it stops. How far does it spread out in all directions from the body? Can you find where it stops? Is your sun inside of your awareness, outside, or neither of those?
It seems like inside.
Inside, yeah. Can you see that when you think about him, it is from the idea that he is outside? So when we think about someone, it seems to emphasize that we're separate to him, to them. But we're proving right now that awareness isn't really something that can have an inside and outside. Can you confirm that?
Yes.
So is he really separate to you then? Is thinking about him going to make any difference at all if he is just another appearance inside you? Two bodies, one awareness. You see that deep breath you took then, right? Your body could see, your body answered that question. Could you feel it? Is If your son is inside your awareness, is it really your awareness or just awareness belonging to nobody?
Just awareness.
And if somehow he was ready to do self-inquiry like this together, he would find the same awareness as you're finding right now. So I'm going to ask you a really big question, and it's okay if you can't answer it. It's just something to take inside. Is he really suffering then? Or is it only his thoughts that are suffering? Is he actually suffering? Or is it only his thoughts?
Thoughts.
So just you knowing that fact that he's not actually suffering, and I'm not suggesting at all that you should tell him that, but just your knowing that is gonna move mountains for him, make everything so much easier. But we have to be more faithful to this direct seeing that he's not separate to you than we are to the old way of perceiving. This is the best help you could give as a parent. To be clearer and clearer every day that he's not outside of you. Nothing is outside of you. And that everything that's true for you as awareness is also true for him. That he is already safe, good enough, unlimited. The more that you see this, the easier things become for him. Because you are the same being. The mind is gonna tell you that, like it did for me, that if I don't think about them, then I'm not being a good parent. But has all the worrying helped anyway?
No, it hasn't helped. Um, I think what you said is very helpful. I think what was coming up is if I don't do something, it will be another year and it will get worse. And that was
Let's never underestimate the power of seeing that you are the same being. It's the most amazing way to help. And then our actions and our words from that place of non-separation will be profoundly effective. Things that could not be heard before will be listened to and absorbed, bit by bit at first. But I have been right where you are as a parent, and I know the temptation to think about it, but just to keep seeing over and over again, he's not really separate to you, not outside of you at all. been so brave. Thank you. Just seeing this again and again, right? As often as you can. Thank you. Lots of love. Okay, we'll go back to Nuria. Hopefully we can hear you now. Nope, it's not working, unfortunately. Sorry. Oh, maybe? Can you say something, Nuria? Nope, I don't think it's going to work. Sorry, maybe next time. Yeah, thank you. Okay. So we'll go to Magda to finish, and then we'll leave it there when you're ready. Thank you.
Perdón que no puedo poner la cámara.
Okay.
Gracias. Bueno, no sé cómo poner el conflicto que tengo.
I
Es,
don't know how to expose the conflict I have.
Siento como parte de mí está impulsada a dar talleres, a, sí, a dar talleres, a dar pláticas, a hacer, siento como que a dar de mí desde lo que yo tengo, desde lo que he aprendido dentro del desarrollo humano, pero es como si mi cuerpo no me obedeciera.
A part of me is prompted to give workshops and talks and sharing from the human beingness, but at the same time, it is as if my body wouldn't obey.
Y me siento paralizada y, y enojada, porque es como un impulso que me lleva hacia afuera, pero otro que me detiene. Entonces, es falta de paz. Y quisiera tu ayuda, tu orientación.
I feel paralyzed, stuck, and there's anger because I have this prompt outside and then this thing that stops me. I would like your guidance on this.
Okay. So let's look at what emotions you're feeling. You mentioned anger. Is there any other emotion that's going on around this?
Tristeza, miedo,
Sadness,
enojo
fear,
también.
Yeah.
frustration.
He incursionado en la espiritualidad, pero es como si a veces tuviera que quedarme quieta y eso por momentos me da paz, pero después no. Entonces estoy en un penduleo y cansada.
I am tired of this oscillation. I have come into spirituality and then I move back to feeling stuck and being stopped.
So perhaps you're simply becoming more aware of where there are still thoughts that are coming from a separate self. Perhaps nothing is going wrong here, although it might seem like it. What's actually happening is this strong desire to move forward with this creative, with the workshops is coming. And it can't express itself authentically, this desire, because there's a fear and a sense of limitation inside from some old ideas that we have about ourselves, that we are a small being and that we're not safe from, if we expose ourselves in front of lots of other beings, it's a really bad idea, says the separate self. But let's take a look at what you actually are. If you'd like to look with me together right now, I would be very grateful.
Sí, sí, muchas gracias.
So let's take a look and see what can you actually find when you look for yourself. And take your time. There's no right or wrong answer here. Can you find someone who is stuck, caught?
No, es como si solo fuera como una pantalla, como sin nada. Es como negra la pantalla,
It's some
pero
kind of a black screen.
Mhm. This black screen, is it an object, a form, or is it formless?
es como si fuera una pantalla, mm, como un rectángulo de computadora, pero es como neutra,
It's
o sea, no tiene nada.
like a neutral screen, kind of a computer screen, but without anything on it.
So this idea that we are a separate person and that there are other beings, when we actually start to look, we can't find this person. Instead, we find something that is very different to what we thought. And this blank screen is formless and actually what you really, really are. It's not a thing at all, is it?
Mm, eh, sí, sí, pero también es como si se delimitara por un rectángulo, así como de la pantalla, pero al mismo tiempo me da, sí, o sea, es como, no sé cómo describirlo, es eso.
I don't know how to describe it. It seems as if it was limited as a rectangle.
What is it that's noticing this rectangle? What's aware of this shape?
Mm, Pues lo que me surge es yo,
Me.
And what is me?
es como algo que está fuera de todo, el que ve.
Is something that is outside of everything. It's the seer.
Let's experience this together right now. What I've been calling me is something really vast, really big. Can it be limited? Can it be blocked?
No, no.
So, can it be true that this desire for you um, is not going to happen?
Mm,
Really look and see what this me is. What are you? When it wants something, this real me, what is going to stop it from happening? Only some old
Ujú.
ideas are in the way of it, and we're seeing these ideas now and we're throwing them away. You're not a person. You're not able to be caught or limited or bound. How does your body feel when you notice this?
Mm, Más fortalecida, de hecho, me puse más erguida
More empowered. I was sitting more, standing more still.
Yeah.
y también es la sensación como si de repente los pensamientos fueran más fuertes, que como obstáculos tan grandes. mm,
And the
Así.
thought and the thoughts are felt as a big obstacles now.
So, experiencing again this me, what really is this me? Let's go into the direct experience one more time together. And let's see, can it have any obstacles? What you really are, can there be any obstacles for you?
Mm,
Take your time and really, really look. If you're not solid, if you're not a thing, can anything get in your way?
No. mm,
So that's true. And we have been experiencing this idea that something can get in our way. Again and again, it keeps happening. So this me, whatever it is vast and formless, but it has thought itself to be a small, limited being. And it kept on experiencing again and again limitation and obstacles. And it imagined that there were all kinds of other beings and things that could stop it getting what it wants. But now it's starting to recognize, the me is starting to recognize itself that it's not at all what it thought it was. And with that comes a whole different set of possibilities. You can begin to experience life without any sense of limitation. Limitation is only for the person, not for the real you. How do you
Ok. Y entonces cada vez que surjan estos obstáculos en la mente, ¿puedo recurrir a esta experiencia o cómo mantenerla, pues, para eso quisiera?
I would like to rest with this experience. What can I do when these obstacles appear as thoughts in my mind?
You've seen it. That's it. That makes me really happy. The obstacles are in the mind, not in the world. And that makes such a huge difference to recognize. Just because I think there are obstacles doesn't mean there actually are. So, what we did here together was really, instead of looking at how to fix the problem, we examined the me that had the problem and found out if it was real. So we looked and we found that what we've been calling me is not a small thing at all. We experienced it together. So that's what I want you to do again and again and again. And every time that you experience yourself to be unlimited, unbound, free already, the body feels empowered and anything is possible. So every time this sense of limitation comes, we have to look at who it comes for. Who is the one that's feeling it? Who is this me? And experience that it's not a person at all. That's the only thing to do, to see it again and again and again. And you'll see your outside world begin to change because it's not really outside. It is also you. And everything will begin to move to make this dream, this desire happen all by itself. And it will bring great joy. In whichever way it arises, will be very helpful and empowering for everyone else. Just to see it again and again until you forget how to imagine you were ever limited at all.
Muchísimas gracias, Helen. Me, me siento muy contenta y clarificada, confiada. Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you.
Sorry, Olga, sorry.
Thank you very much, Helen. I feel very grateful and happy and cleared up.
Thank you. All that we have done here tonight in Satsang is the same for everyone that's asked a question, and that is to examine the thoughts that seem to be limiting us and to recognize that when we see who we really are, then we also have to challenge these old ideas that come from the person, from the small sense of self, because they don't apply to who you really are. And it's the same process I had to go through, same process we all go through. And we come out the other side recognizing I have never been limited, never been in trouble, never been asleep to truth. I just want to finish by thanking you for sharing, everyone for sharing such brave and powerful inquiry that helps us all. So thank you very, very much. Namaste.